Let's reflect on other matters now, with what's been happening in terms of the royal family. The Princess of Wales visiting a care home in Slough. But attention also focused, yes, inevitably, on the Sussexes and what might happen after South Park. Last week, the television cartoon airing this controversial episode, mocking or lampooning the royal couple, loudly begging for privacy on a worldwide tour, and drawing attention to themselves. The couple lampooned on that worldwide privacy tour, promoting the Prince's new book titled Wah! Thought to be, yes, a little jab, or a big jab maybe, at Harry's recent memoir, Spare. No denying the couple have a history of taking legal action, of course. So the wider question, will they actually take the creators of South Park to court now? Joining us is royal commentator Michael Cole. Michael, thank you for joining us. We'll break away from the cartoon, which maybe a lot of people are just enjoying without the sound on. I mean, it's quite vicious in a way, but quite funny as well.
Absolutely, that's the essence of satire, and there's, of course, more than a grain of truth in it. I think there's been a sense of humor failure on that hilltop at Montecito in California, but I think they're going to be up against it if they're going to try and sue for libel in America, because, as you know, equally as well as I do, the libel laws in America are very, very elastic, unlike this country, and I think they'd be setting a legal precedent if they manage to get any damages out of this company from what is, after all, a rather justifiable bit of fun at their expense, going around the world and publicizing themselves while asking for more and more privacy.
Interesting, too, that the makers of South Park have touched on the public mood, maybe, in that, you know, growing not just frustration, but perhaps the fact that the American public have sort of grown exasperated with what's been going on.
America always wants the next thing, and I think they're a little bit old hat now, and I think it's out of the spirit of the times. You alluded to it. The Americans are very litigious, as we know. They sue if their coffee is not hot enough, and they sue if their coffee is too hot. And I think 1 in 10 people in gainful employment is a lawyer in America. And it's a bit of a sort of participation sport over there. But it doesn't sit well among these two very privileged, well-paid people sitting in their isolation in their little fortress, firing out these bullets to the rest of the world. They should be hugging themselves with happiness. They're beautiful, good-looking people. They have some lovely, healthy children. They've got everything that money can buy, and fame, and a certain amount of adoration, which is diminishing by the day, I fear. They should be absolutely adoring themselves, and they should follow the example of Harry's brother and his wife, who are setting such a brilliant example. I think we saw the other night at the BAFTAs. I mean, the new Princess of Wales could hardly look better. She's long been a high street fashion person, which is very good for British designers, manufacturers and retailing. But last night she wowed them not Sunday night, wasn't it? She wowed them on the red carpet, equally as glamorous as any of the actresses who were there. And she was wearing a beautiful designer dress, which she'd worn before, you know, recycling a little bit from Alexander McQueen, very long opera gloves, and a pair of 1799 earrings, and she looked stunning. Of course, she.
Well observed, I was going to say. You've obviously been taking notes. Just to reflect, I mean, the Princess of Wales actually, I think, flipping pancakes at a care home today, keeping calm and carrying on. But last thought, Michael, what of the coronation and what of the Sussexes, do you think?
Well, I tell you what, I think the king has played an absolute blinder here because he made it clear from the very start that they were invited. His younger son and his wife, Meghan, were invited. So it's very much up to them, Mark, whether they come or not. And if they decline, if they refuse, it will look rather petty and perhaps mean-spirited. And if they accept, it will leave them open to the charge of hypocrisy because they've been slagging off the institution of monarchy and knocking everybody conceivably as part of it, their closest relations. And if they do turn up, well, I think they'll just saying, well, what was all that about if you can come round for the great occasions? But you and I know there's never been a great family occasion where there hasn't been a slight row about something.
Indeed. We shall wait and see what emerges and, of course, what the courts may decide or otherwise in terms of the cartoon. Michael, as ever, thank you for your time here on GB News. Great to speak to you once more. And, of course, no doubt Michael will be with us here for that coronation coverage as well. Plenty of your